Welcome you all to online course in spoken English, and we shall begin with some examples here. Would you like to have tea or coffee? Are you learning English or French? Easy reading or writing? Did you visit Agra or Delhi? So in these questions you can observe the questioner is giving choices or alternatives for the respondent to pick up one of these alternatives and answer, right? So would you like to have tea or coffee? There are two alternatives, tea or coffee. And in the next question, French or English. And then in the next question, reading and writing. And in the last question, Agra and Delhi. So these are the alternatives, and the respondent has to choose one of these alternatives and answer the question. So it contains such alternative questions or choice questions contain two or more alternative answers. So it's a closed question because the alternative is provided by the questioner himself, and the respondent has to choose any one of the alternatives from the alternatives given from the question. Questioner gives the alternatives in his question, and the respondent has to choose the alternatives. And it's not always true that he has to choose only the alternatives given by the questioner. Say for instance, if the questioner asks a person, are you learning English or French? And the person is not learning English or French, he is learning neither English nor French, then he can say, I am learning neither English nor French, I am learning German. Okay, it's also possible, but it's basically a closed question because it contains the answers. The question itself contains the answers for the respondent to pick up and answer. Okay, these are called alternative questions or choice questions because they provide choices or alternatives for the respondent to answer, right? And then we shall move on to the next question, next type of question, that is indirect questions. So indirect questions, the name itself suggests they are questions, but they are asked in an indirect way, and they are questions only in function, not in form. And the examples would make it very clear to you. Let us begin with the examples here. I like to know what he is doing now. I like to know what he is doing now. Do you know how much this book will cost? Could you tell me where the library is? May I know if you can join the party? Does he know if she would agree to the proposal? Does he know if she would agree to the proposal? Or in place of if, you can use whether also. Does he know whether she would agree to the proposal? So what would you observe in these questions, right? After the question word, the word order in indirect questions is the same as in positive statements. So it is just as positive statements. For example, do you know? Do you know how much this book will cost? Will this book cost is the order in a question, but here in indirect questions it is, do you know how much this book will cost, right? Could you tell me where the library is? Could you tell me? So then where the library is, where is the library is not the question. Instead of asking where is the library, the questioner is asking, could you tell me where the library is? Okay, may I know? May I know? It is in the question form. If you can join the party, you can join the party. It is just as the positive statement. So they are also formed using if and whether. I have given you the example. They ask question but in an indirect way. And if you look at the form of the statement, it is not question at all. It doesn't appear to be a question at all. Okay, when you read the sentence and understand the intention of the speaker, then only you will be able to decipher it as a question. Otherwise it doesn't seem question glaringly, or superficially you won't understand that it is a question. Okay, and after that we shall move on to a very important type of questions. It is question tag. Question tag is otherwise called a tail question or a tag question. So here are a few examples. You are Mahesh, aren't you? So you are Mahesh is the statement, aren't you is the tag. She went to Rajasthan, didn't she? She went to Rajasthan is the statement, didn't she is the tag. Ravish hasn't finished eating, has he? Ravish hasn't finished eating is the statement, has he is the tag. They would come back soon, wouldn't they? Okay, they would come back soon is the statement, wouldn't they is the tag. And he won't write the letter. Will he? He won't write the letter is the statement. will he is the tag. What will you understand about the tags? What is your understanding about the tags, right? Here we go, we shall arrive at some of the features of question tags after analyzing these question tags, right? In spoken English, small questions are often added to the ends of statements. Okay, they are called question tags, right? We discussed, you are Mahesh, aren't you? Aren't you is the question tag. It is added to the end of the statement, you are Mahesh, right? And such short questions are called question tags, or otherwise they are referred to as tag questions or tail questions. They are generally used to invite someone to agree. Okay, if you ask, you are Mahesh, aren't you? The questioner is inviting the person to agree with him. Of course, he may not agree. If the person is not Mahesh and if he is Ramesh, he may say, no, you are Mahesh, aren't you? He say, no, I am not Mahesh, I am Ravish. He may say like that, right? And used mostly in informal situations. See, question tags are frequently used in informal situations and they form a very crucial component of spoken English. And question tags, for that matter, not just in English, in any language, question tags are frequently used in informal situations, in informal contexts. Now we shall try to understand how these question tags are formed. And formation of question tags is very simple. See, if the statement is positive, it usually takes a negative tag, and if the statement is negative, it is followed by a positive tag. So pattern, what is the pattern to form the question tags? Positive statements, if the statement is positive, then you should put the helping verb and the pronoun, and it has to be followed by the question mark or interrogative mark in writing. Okay, in speaking, of course, it is not, you cannot decipher, only the tone decides whether it is a question or not, right? If it is a negative statement, there should be helping verb, it should begin with a helping verb, and it should add not to the helping verb. When we add a not to the helping verb and when it is contracted, it becomes ant. Okay, apostrophe and nt, right? Haven't apostrophe, have hiv, have n and apostrophe t, right? Haven't. Then we can add the pronoun. Haven't they? Hasn't she? Doesn't he? Like that. Here are a few examples. Ramesh is rich, isn't he? Lakshmi does not read, does she? Right. Then present simple statements without helping verb. So it takes do, does, and we discussed this earlier also. If there is no helping verb, then do form can be used as the helping verb. Samir plays that flute, doesn't he? Samir plays the flute, plays. It takes the does form of the verb do, right? Doesn't he? Mary writes a poem, doesn't she? Mary writes a poem, doesn't she? They run fast, don't they run? Takes the do form of do, right? Don't they? So past simple statements without a helping verb invariably take didn't, did, right? Lakshmi studied science, didn't she? Lakshmi studied, there is no helping verb. Studied is the past form of the verb study, so you have to add a did, it becomes didn't she? Naveen and Rajni prepared sweets, didn't they? Right? So if it is in past tense, did is the helping verb or the auxiliary verb that takes not as and it is contracted, and it becomes did plus not didn't, does plus not doesn't, do plus not don't. I am takes the tag aren't I, not amn't I, and we discussed this also earlier. Okay, it is not accepted in the usage, right? So I am takes I am late, you should say amn't I is wrong, aren't I is right. I am cheated, not amn't I. Don't use amn't I, aren't I. I am asked to attend a meeting. Aren't I is the right question tag, not amn't I. And for suggestions, you use shall we. If the sentence begins with let's go, then the tag is invariably shall we. Let's go for a walk. Shall we? Let's study now. Shall we? Okay. And for imperatives and invitations, okay, there is if it is an imperative statement and if it contains an invitation, you have to use will you, right? Here are a few examples. Open the window. Will you? Open the window is an imperative sentence and it is followed by the tag will you. Don't use the phone here. Will you? Have some more milk. Will you? Okay, the sentence is imperative, or if it contains invitation, then use will you as the tag, right? That is okay, I think. We shall move on to next one. There is. Okay, in the impersonal construction to show existence, there is, there are, there will be, etc. There acts as the subject of the question tag too. So there itself is the subject of the question tag. Then question tag contains there, right? There are two bananas on the table, aren't there? There are two bananas on the table, aren't there? Are is the helping verb. Since the sentence is positive, negative tag has to be added. So aren't there? There wasn't any entertainment in the movie. It's a negative sentence. Was is the helping verb, so take wasn't is there, make it was and the subject. There acts as the subject, right? Subject of the question tag. Then was there. So these are all the different categories of questions. Interrogatives are very important in our informal day-to-day life conversation. And in informal context, question tags are used, and these questions are used. And see, our day-to-day conversation and transactions are full of questions. We ask people questions, we get answers, okay? And sometimes we ask questions directly, and sometimes we indirectly ask questions. We ask short questions, we use tag questions. So questions are very important for our daily life. So far we have discussed the importance of questions, how to form questions, and how to use them in our day-to-day life, and the functions of different questions. Hope you enjoyed the session, and keep learning English, and we shall meet in the next session. Till then, take care, bye bye, have a fine time.